a lot of astronomy, and people would be like, "Oh, well, how many light years away is that?" And I'm like, "Listen, I could not tell you even remotely close to anywhere what kind of light years there are. I don't know. I can give you a metaphor that will help you understand your place in the universe. I can tell you a story that makes you feel connected to that. If you want a scientific fact about how many light years that is not a number for me. That is just not a number for me. But you're gonna remember it because of what I said. And you know what? Everyone has skills, and I'm just leaning into mine. But thank God you are here with facts because I think that's like it's like we were saying, you can't always be down, you can't always be up. You can't always not everyone's gonna have all of the things to make the quilt together, stitching together. Like somebody needs to run the numbers, somebody needs to make historical connections. Like we all need to like
I
unite
know.
in order to know things together.
And it's so important for people to do what they're good at. And there's like in like the Bhagavad Gita, which is a sort of a whole spiritual text. It's all about like doing your dharma or doing your soul's purpose. And like they're basically like suffering and like societal problems come when people aren't doing their dharma. And so I'm
Mm.
always like haunted by that because I'm always just like, you know, I feel like I feel like society just is just like wants us to be these sort of, cogs and everything. And so I constantly feel guilted into doing things that aren't like my like passion, and how we've like gotten so guilted around that.
Mm.
And it's just like theoretically I could do it, but it's just like, it's great. It's like we all have these beautiful things that we're incredible at, and not everyone is incredible at everything. And like I was
Mm.
even saying that to Rachel one time, like not everyone, like it's funny, it's like hard for me to grok that not everyone would do art, like if given unlimited
Mm.
free time.
Right,
I'm
that's not the
just
default
like
choice. Like, what are
I'm
you
just
doing?
we're both just like, oh, everyone secretly wants to be doing art all the time, and then we're like, actually, that's not true. Like, shocker. Or like actually not everyone wants to do everything, and like what, you know?
Sorry,
Like
I'm just processing in real time right now that there are people who would not just like make art.
apparently
Because
apparently
like
they're
I
out
like to
there.
do a lot of things. I like to be outdoors. I like to play sports.
Yeah.
I like to do a lot of different things. But if I had access, I would you know how expensive art is? Those
Oh,
materials, I would have all of them. And I would
trust
just
me,
do
I
it all of the
do.
time. And other things, but I can't imagine that there are people out there who would just like know art. Even
Yeah.
George Bush is making creepy ass photos of himself breaking the fourth wall in the shower, which is one I just saw. It's actually quite intriguing. He's like showering, looking away, but then there's like a mirror in the shower, and that version of him is looking at the viewer. Oh,
Oh my God, how
Bush!
Lynchian.
So
How
Lynchian.
Lynchian.
So war criminalian.
Oh my God. Like the
Oh,
idea of that
Jesus.
visual is just taking me out.
I'm sorry. It's probably worse in one's head. Maybe you should seek it out in order to rid its disturbing nature. But it was lynching, and it's like one of those photos where it's just like a benign, just a dude in a shower, and then you're like, why is there a creepy part of it? And it's like,
Why is he
well,
taking pictures of himself in the shower?
there's probably just a echo of Satan somewhere in here. I don't know.
Why do we need to know about him taking?
Right? It's like, okay, it's like
Is
things
it
I thought
is
we would
this
discuss
like
today, not George Bush. But
like
it's this weird, like stripped back, because it's like it's from the waist up, but he's like
what the
nude, so it's
fuck?
like exposed. And it's
The
like, but
fuck?
then there's this mirror, and it's like, I guess you have a mirror in the shower if you shave your face in the shower. I don't know. I haven't shaved my body since 2014. Thank God. Thank God that came into my psyche. Anyway, if
Oh
you
my
want to stop
God.
shaving, you can, just in case no one's ever said it to you.
You can. Or
Anyone,
you or
anyone
you can
can.
shave if you want.
Yeah,
It's
shave
a
it
whole
off.
thing. It's
You
a whole
decide.
thing, body hair. It's a whole thing.
Oh God.
I know.
There's some lesbian discourse going around right now, as if it ever stops. but about hyper femme
Yeah,
lesbians and how like you men's perceptions of hyper femme lesbians. And like I've never dabbled in the hyper femme realm, but like I can think about a time where a man tried to tell me that the like number of rings I wore on my hand made me look like I had old lady hands. And I was like, am I supposed to think that's a bad thing? Like this is my culture. Older women and rings are lesbian culture. But like that perception of like, oh, men have no idea what is like lesbian, or like they're just so in another realm.
they're just
Thank
like, of
God.
course you would want to appeal to the male gaze. Let me tell you about it.
Yes, let me help you have not older woman witchy weird ring queer hands. And I'm like, bruh, that's the vibe. That's what we're
If
going
you're
for.
turned off, I've succeeded.
Yee! Oh
My
man.
work here is done.
Uh, Fashion is spells and hexes. Fashion is art and witchcraft. Oh wow, I love that I'm getting some comments popping in, and the first one I read was all I heard was Bush, no context. Wonderful, wonderful start, wonderful. Welcome to the Daydream Show, where you could hear the word Bush and hope it was one thing and learn it was another.
It was actually the worst bush.
The word, well, yeah, yeah.
I mean, there are,
There's many.
there's many. Unfortunately,
There's
there's not a
many.
bush dialectic, and there's actually many bushes. But
All right,
yeah,
I'm compelled to talk about the best Bush story of my life. It's short, just stay with me. I'm working at summer camp. We are singing songs and we're dismissing like individual groups one at a time, so there's not a rush. And we're singing a song to dismiss these groups, and you fill in the name of the group in the song. And we're singing a song called Mother Nature Loves. And then you could say, like, Mother Nature loves her tall trees and her big rocks, except that all of the units have normal names except for one unit is called Bush. So there we are, innocently singing the song, Mother Nature loves her bush. And
yeah,
that's the best bush. And that's the best bush. Thanks for sticking around for that. Welcome to summer. It feels like summer where you are. It feels like summer where I am. Summer is coming, and
summer
people will
is
be singing summer camp songs, maybe us.
yes. Da, da, da. Yeah, I know. I remember that when I went on like college visits, there was like everyone was where it has these like bumper stickers that said like the only bush I trust is my own,
Bless. Bless.
and that stuck with me.
Exactly. That's where we should be. That's where we should be at.
That isn't a life philosophy. I don't know what to tell you, but that's so crazy. That's so like Lady Macbeth. Like I could take all the showers of the world and it wouldn't cleanse my soul. Like
Wait, say more, say more.
like Lady Macbeth, she says like has that all she goes crazy at the end and she's just like keeps having that out damn spot like saying she's like compulsively washing her hands and trying to get rid of like the guilt of murdering the innocent king and stuff and she's just like
Mm.
wandering around and like ranting about it like an insomniac and she just says like there's nothing I can do that can get the blood off my hands and it's like a whole deep thing.
This is Bush in the shower
Yes,
being
I'm
haunted
saying
by
that he was
himself.
having a Lady Macbeth moment in that shower.
Yes, yes, yes. Came back around.
Said, "Look what I wrought. I
Wow.
should never have stolen the election from Al Gore.
Yeah, literally. I mean,
I
I
single-handedly put us on the darkest time."
he read that book upside down, and then that's what the Karma music video is about. That's what it is. I have this like distinct memory of the most atrocious thing that a president could do at this time was read a book upside down. And it's like, yeah, I was a kid. I was a teenager when that happened. So it's like, I don't know. I don't even remember any of the details other than like Bush went to like a kindergarten and like didn't actually read and we knew it because the book was upside down and blah blah blah. And it was like,
Yeah.
it was like the equivalent of like maybe Obama wearing that tan suit, except like, I don't know. Anyway, what an
Anyway,
innocent time to think that that was like the most atrocious thing that was happening in
yeah,
politics.
the mispronunciation of nuclear.
Oh my
And
gosh.
what a time.
What a time.
What a time.
I've been thinking a lot about how, that was like the world that I came of age in. And, I was very aware of 9/11 when it happened, but like not, um, I don't know. I was maybe like 12, 13 when that happened.
Yeah, I was
And
14, so yeah, you were probably 13.
yeah,
Yeah.
13. So like, yeah, like very aware of it happening, but, um, uh, oh man, I lost my train of thought thinking about like, oh, kids today, that's what it is. It's like the awareness around how fucked up the world is has like expanded into younger ages.
Hmm.
Um, and not to say this is like a very gross, like no nuance statement. Lots of kids have known a lot more than they should ever know way earlier.
Oh, for sure,
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about my specific experience and also a general spread for people of my demographic. But yeah, the
For sure,
awareness
for
that
sure.
like the kids that I work with and how much they know about things that were just never spoken about and the impact on mental psyche is just like we're doing generations of damage. And we're just on the train. It's just going forward. And as an educator, I don't know. I just want to be holding Caulfield, catching him in the rye.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yep.
I feel a lot of gratitude for the moments that I can look back on as a kid before I was like protesting the war, which to be clear, like I was going to major protests by 2003. So like I was still a kid, it wasn't like I was saved from it, but I didn't have a smartphone. I wasn't watching it happen. I didn't, like that
Right.
that physical impact.
Yeah, the unmitigated, yeah, access to the internet.
Exactly.
All that.
Yeah. Man, them are the good old days, them 90s TV shows. Wait.
I know. The 90s when there were absolutely no problems in the world.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's so crazy. I know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out there.
Yeah, it
And
really is.
yeah, I was reading a lot of like um the interviews with Muna about the album, and they were talking a lot about how they tried to like make this album a time capsule and include like both the good and the bad, but also like using desire as a way to like hold on to your body, because one of the things that like makes fascism easy to enforce is being disconnected from your body. And I thought that was such a fascinating
Mm.
point of view. And like they were like, it's horny on purpose. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. Like
Like
holding on,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, holding on to like desire, like romantic desire as a way to, yeah, like keep yourself like grounded in the world of reality. I thought that was like an interesting technique.
Whew. I mean, that is such a, I don't know. It really does make me think about Ready Player One and the like disconnect we see of the people in that era. And I don't know, like they live like Wall-E, if you're
Yeah,
familiar with that motif. And it's like, I find it increasingly hard to like stay connected to my mind and my body in the like physical realm when like so much of information I receive is in cyberspace.
right, and it's so hard. I mean, it's just hard to find community. It's hard. We just are really, that capitalism really worked in separating us into our own individual bubbles.
Yeah.
And it's great to have this, way to connect over the internet and stuff, but there's just like, it's like so healing. Yeah. There's been a big push, I guess. I was like following all these different things on Instagram, my computer, and they were talking about like like taking out like the white supremacy out of like somatic healing, and they're like somatic
Mhm.
healing isn't like a thing that you do that has like a specific end goal, and it's like meant to be done
Right.
in community, and it's meant to be done with
Mm.
nature and with animals and with like as a continual process in your life, not just like I need to do this stress so I could like function better in capitalism. And it's just like I was like going down a whole
Mm.
like there's all this like pushback about against that right now of like we've overhyped like like fascia isn't the enemy and like this whole thing, and I was just like that's so like we're so broken. Oh my
Yeah.
god. And I mean I'm lucky because I feel like I have like my meditation practice and I have a lot of like knowledge to dip into and stuff and things that I find that allow me to experience different have different windows or have like have different states of consciousness that I can see differently, like
Mm.
you can that aren't like dependent on like the outer reality, but the outer reality is does get to me sometimes and I'm just like this is just wild. It's so wild. um
Yeah.
and then Drake puts out 3 albums. I'm just like stop.
What? Drake, like
Apparently
right
just
now?
yeah, apparently Drake just released like 3 albums overnight and I don't
Oh,
even
is that what the like whole like he's like
apparently.
MAGA-ing a
Well, I think
lot?
it was a satire about MAGA from what I read, but I'm not like I'm kind of refusing to read too much about it, but I think it's a satire. One of them is a satire. It's like an opera about MAGA or something. I don't know. I'm
Okay, well,
refusing to
this is
engage.
fascinating
But
because apparently the White House is posting it non-satirically, or so it would seem.
I mean, who knows? I mean, if he's evil, it could not be satirical, but yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I saw sort of like
Fascinating.
all
I
these. I
love
have
it
all
when
these like follow all these like rap YouTube like video essays, and there's like all this debate about it. And so, yeah, so I was just like, I just see the titles, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't
Oh,
know.
interesting. That's yeah, I just saw that the White House was apparently like promoting
Oh my
it
god.
or and I was just like, I this is so dark, man. It's such a dark timeline. This whole, I don't know. This is me saying if you're trans, you have to outlive the bastards, etc.
Literally.
Like the news what is it? Proclamation? I don't know. What is the words I'm looking for about like Antifa and like pro radical transgender activists, like pro trans. What was the language? Anyway, do you know what I'm talking about? The like we will find you and we will kill you statement that was just
No.
issued. Well, it's probably best. It's probably yeah,
I feel
honestly,
like I got the gist.
yeah, that's all you really need to know. The White House was like, if you're Antifa or you're like if you were anti-American, if you were un-American, I think is the language, which
Yeah.
includes like anti-fascist, pro-trans, radical pro-trans, like you are a enemy of the state and we will find you and we will kill you.
Oh, okay.
Um which is like yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like actually terrifying to
Like, thank you for the heads up, I
like
guess.
so
I
so
don't know.
does this apply to me? Like pretty clear, pretty radically pro trans, pretty, but like, what does that mean? That it's written so um with so much ambiguity in it that it's like radically
Hmm.
pro trans. So like, is that just being pro trans? Is that like organizing? Is that like talking to trans kids? Is that like helping them get care? Like, what is
I fear,
radically pro
I fear, like,
trans?
why am I thinking this? I'm just thinking that they're like, for some reason, that they have this fear that people are like going around and like force like shooting hormones into people,
Oh my
and
God.
I don't know. They're like radically forcing other people to be trans that don't want to be trans. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that might be what they mean.
Mm. I mean, this just
So in
I
that case, I'm fine.
I'm thinking about the time that I was in 2020 when I started protesting for George Floyd's life, um, the local area, like they had a whole narrative on the like local Facebook groups that I was like an outside agitator and that I had been
Right.
brought in to like, disturb. And I was like, I'm literally your neighbor. You just have no idea who I am or that like these values exist here. And so, in terms of like them running with narratives, it's like, yeah, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
their whole thing,
It is. It's how do we make people afraid of their neighbors so that we can fuck everyone over. It's like I'm
Hmm.
seeing through your bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
of remembering who the real enemy is
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and like not,
No more of a
it's
class war.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally. It's so crazy. It's like, people are so in such fear and such, and it's yeah, it's like such a timeless playbook to divide people. And it's just like, oh my God. This, yeah. It's so just like it's why it's important to just like you can't let people dehumanize other people and you gotta like that's another problem with being siloed and being, online is like if you just go out and you're like I'm gonna go to the grocery store and like talk to a random stranger, they're probably fine. Like it's so like people are so hyped up and they're so sort of segmented.
Mm.
And it's just like literally everyone is made out of the same consciousness. And
Yeah.
like if you have, it's just like, you know, it's crazy. I mean, not to say that there aren't criminals, but and not to say that there isn't violence sometimes, but it's just like most people just want to like live their life and just like leave other people alone. And
Yeah.
we need to all like remember that. Like
Yeah.
and there's all, I think people are feeling so unempowered that it's like, well, clearly these other people are conspiring to screw me over and it's like no, they're just like struggling and trying to survive too. Like it's just like we're so like tapped out.
I
It's
think a lot
crazy.
about this idea from my friend Sophia, who constantly was like reminding me that it is not people, it is systems. Like, yes, that
Right.
person is like enacting the system, but like that individual person is not your enemy. The system they are enacting is. And it's hard because it's like, yes, but if
Yeah.
Joe didn't push the button, the button
Right.
wouldn't get pushed. So
Yeah.
how do you like hold on to,
Right.
Joe is a victim of the system just as you are, just because there is like a different scenario.
Yeah.
Um, it
I
is
mean, I
about the
think
system.
yeah, we can't over underestimate. It's about the system and finding ways that's like to raise consciousness and just like I think that they're really you can't underestimate the power of just doing small acts of kindness and having them ripple out. And not that that's going to solve every problem in the world, but it's just like starting on the micro level of just building up like community that, isn't antagonistic toward each other. And just like modeling that composure and modeling that, you know, like
Totally.
going out of your way to try to like be kind to someone and care about them and see like I can see that their whole stance is all fucked up and I don't have to agree with it, but I can see the part in them that wants safety or the part of them that wants a future and like trying to, just like hold that and honor that and not, not let yourself get your heart splintered yourself. It's like, but,
Mm.
it's crazy.
I think a lot about philosophy of religions course I took in college,
Mm,
and this is like maybe a simplification, but I think a lot about how the idea that I took away from Confucianism was that there were 500 plus years of civil war in China, and there was no militarization that could solve that, and there was no like peace, love, and happiness that could solve that. The thing that allowed there to be like a future past that was education and like social conditioning for what was acceptable. And I was studying
Mm.
to be a teacher at the time, so I was thinking a lot about how to teach without indoctrination
Mm.
and how, yeah, like what is teaching without indoctrination and what things, if any, do we indoctrinate, you know? Like the educational system has that I've worked in has largely modeled social emotional learning, and that is not the overarching um educational philosophy in the United States. And how do we, use the tools that we have, like education, to catalyze the culture we want to live in? Because the culture that I'm living in right now is not one that I want to perpetuate.
Nope. It is not clever. It's not a
No,
good.
no, there's
Not.
no clever culture in the US. That's not,
Yeah,
there is clever culture. There are just
but
small niche pockets, and it's
small
not
little pockets.
overarching. Yes,
Yeah.
there are many great havens in the world. And until there's one in the tangible world, I am grateful for the digital salon space that we have cultivated for ourselves
Totally.
here.
Totally. Totally. I know. It's just, there's so much, yeah. There's so much suffering in the world, but there's also so much love, you know? And that's what I always
That's
come back to.
that's what David Lynch says.
I
Focus on the donut, not the hole.
right. Well, and it's just like those things that make you feel alive, like, make you feel like, life is worth living. It's just loving other people, loving pets, loving your community, and it's just like the human spirit is just so resilient. It's just ridiculous.
Mm,
And there's always people who will help other people out, and there's always just like there's so much love to go around because love is really like the basis of like the world, and you know,
mm.
we can love each other through it, and we can try to figure out how to, just keep working, keep trying to make a difference and to build a society that's more equitable and not based on like extreme exploitation and all of that. So, you know,
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about Jem was talking about
yeah,
Pluribus, the
pluribus,
show. Pluribus, thank you.
pluribus.
Um and how there's like, I haven't watched it and this isn't too much of a spoiler, but maybe there's like a connective energy, and I've
Yeah,
been
I
thinking a
saw
lot
that.
about yeah, how like we are everything in my body is like a vibration of
Yeah,
energy, and so everything we do that ripples out, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Radio Ragazza, radio waves rippling out through the
right? Literally,
cosmos.
that's called the Meissner effect.
Ooh, say more.
Constructive interference with what's the word? What's the word? Symmetrical waves. If you're putting out,
Mm,
that's like using the unified field, using field theory in physics to describe why like consciousness, like if you can actually affect consciousness at the unified field level, then it could create waves of constructive interference and
mm.
create symmetry in the world.
I want to believe.
There's a lot of research that's been done on it that's very, very compelling.
When I say I
And
want to believe, I mean I believe 100%.
yeah,
Just to be
I'm
clear.
already
I
there.
was
I
I
am
was just
already
quoting the
there.
X-Files, but I'm a believer. I already believe. I'm a
Yeah,
believer.
it's just you gotta figure out. Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Speaking of believers, that's why we call it gay church. Thanks for
that's right.
being here
Speaking,
today, Alyssa. For, yeah, our just like rambles through media and art and space and time and physics and cosmos. And as we've said before, the physics lectures are coming because they are
we'll do it.
fundamental. I appreciate you
Yes,
so much, Alyssa.
yes, we will. We will find a way to spread love in the world, and you know,
Yeah, spread love through physics. I see it so
spread love
clearly
through
now.
physics.
I'm
Yes.
sure I'm sure it's will be well received. Uh, we're going to switch over to our live Zoom room if you're listening now and want to keep listening or share your thoughts and chat with us, you can head over to wendyandcircles.com and grab a link. And if you already have the link, we are in the green room and we'll be there for the next couple hours. We are looking at the Pitchfork review of Muna's new album, Dancing on the Wall, and it has been promoted by Naomi and talks about how there is, well, yeah, they cite Engessen as like part of the core text. And so today we're going to look at Engessen's philosophy on how imagination plays a important role in democracy. The intersection of pop politics continues.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. We're trying to make the culture clever, all right? We're trying to make the culture clever right here in these United States, one salon at a time. Thanks for listening to the Daydream Show, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We did it. It was touch and
Icon.
go.